Does Bad Robot have a backup plan for Star Trek 4? Well, let's take a look. Here we are at Fansided. I guess this is like an overall thing. Because the address is redshirtsalwaysdie.com. Well, not always. Not always. I mean, a lot, but not always. Anyway, so there's the headline. Rumor, and it is a rumor as it comes from Giant Freaking Robot. But of course, in the case of all rumors, it could be true. It could not be true. It could be somewhere in between. Well, time will tell. So anyway, Star Trek 4 will be rebooting Star Trek The Next Generation. What? So, yeah, they announced Star Trek 4, I know, again. This might be the fourth time, which, get it? But they recently lost their director to Fantastic Four. See? But at the announcement, they even had J.J. Abrams come out. Oh, yeah, I'm going to produce it. We're going to get the gang back and do another one with the Kelvin cast. That would be led by Chris Pine and all that, you know. Well, you know, the problem they had getting Star Trek 4 off the ground was, well, because the whole franchise pooped the bed and lost all the investors. But they said it's full steam ahead for Star Trek 4. And it was supposed to involve, of course, the cast returning, but also Chris Hemsworth reprising his role as George Kirk, Captain Kirk's father. And it would be this time travel thing where they meet and all that sort of stuff. And that was what they were going to do. Unfortunately for them, Chris Pine and Chris Hemsworth became big stars, so they're worth a lot more money than they were way back when. And so they were, hey, guys, could you take a pay cut? Yeah, that was their response to that. So it didn't work out. And, well, and that was some time ago. So they announced this again, you know, after announcing it several other times before, you know, chasing after Noah Hawley and Quentin Tarantino and stuff like that. So they come to this Star Trek 4, and then Abrams announced it and said they're going to start production, well, about last week. Unfortunately, almost immediately at the announcement, a cast member said, well, this is news to me. I haven't heard anything. It was just an announcement. Yeah. So they did get a director, but he's gone. He went over to Marvel to do Fantastic Four, which is more than likely actually going to happen. Not so much this. So what do you do? What do you do? Because, you know, the stars are expensive. And since then, they've, you know, Zoe, she's expensive. She's off. We're going to be busy with Guardians of the Galaxy, an actual successful franchise. And then, of course, Carl Urban, he's been in The Boys. So, boy, you're running out of guys to come back, you know. So that's what they got, what they don't got. And so what do you do when your stars are too expensive? Well, you reboot it again, but this time it's The Next Generation. So you could hire a whole new cast that are cheap because they're unknown. So that's how you get around that. And so, hey, we're off to the races. I don't see how they're going to deliver a movie on time, though. It's supposed to be out about this time next year. Yeah, I don't know. So anyway, they're going on about, well, I guess it kind of makes sense that people might accept, you know, a reboot because Strange New Worlds is so popular. Is it? I thought it was crap. You know, there's some elements of it that's an improvement on what they've been doing. I mean, the worst remains Picard, even compared to STD, which is just stupid crap. But Picard had Patrick Stewart in it. And that's just like Last Jedi level stuff, you know? But it's Strange New Worlds, it's just stupid. So anyway, they're banking on a new version of Next Generation after Secret Hideout gives a send-off to the Next Generation cast in Picard 3, which after the first two seasons absolutely destroying the heroic image of Captain Picard, it's kind of like, that's a little late to get the band back together now, you know. So, yeah, that's the deal. That's the deal. Now, this article is asking, hey, why not do something new? I know. I know. Apparently, that's what Noah Hawley was going to do. They said, nah, we don't do that. They keep going back to, they want the brand name. They think that's enough. And say, hey, we're giving you your favorite characters. You can live with them again in new adventures in an alternate timeline where things happen differently. So, that's the idea. So what do? They introduce Q, but this time Q, I don't know, is a woman or something. I don't know, something like that. But it's the same stuff. It doesn't really matter. They just want to slap the brand name on it, and then it's this lazy slap job crap that could possibly be worse than Into Darkness, which was just god awful. Yeah. So, but that's the deal. You can't afford the cast. That was a good cast. That was the best part about it, really. In the first movie, I'll still stand by the first movie was not bad. It's got stupid stuff in it. But all in all, it was okay. But what are the odds that somebody will craft anything worth a damn, you know? Well, even if they did, oh, man, boy, have they beaten the crap out of this franchise, you know? So, I'm dubious. But I understand the objective here. They can't get the original cast back. They can't. They're like, no, we expect to be paid for our work. And like, oh, damn. So, just get a new cast. And, reboot Next Generation. The problem there is, though, that why did they reboot the original in the first place? Well, JJ was hoping they could get their hands on that merchandise money. And that's why he wanted them to give up the original toys and stuff that they were selling based on the old shows and stuff. And they laughed him out of the audience because he realized his stuff couldn't compete with the real stuff. So it didn't quite work out. But that was the deal. So why go with the Captain Kirk and all that stuff? Well, they did some research for once, not in script ideas, and discovered that even after all this, despite the popularity of Next Generation, and for a lot of people, that's Star Trek to them and everything, you know, still sales in merchandise and stuff, the classic Star Trek sold the best. So that's what we're doing. We're going to reboot it, and we'll put it in, it's an alternate timeline stuff and all that. We'll get Leonard Nimoy in there to bridge the gap and all that. And there you go. And, alternate timelines and whatnot is a sci-fi concept, so you're pretty much good there. And off they go with their new version, which they immediately destroyed with the second movie. But nevertheless, that's what the deal was. So now, Next Generation, it's just because... I mean, what do they do? Reboot Kirk again? So that would make, let's see. So, of course, you had Shatner. Then you had Pine. You got the new guy on Strange New World. So this would be the fourth Kirk, I guess. They're just going to go with the new Picard. So they'll try that after Secret Hideout has destroyed Jean-Luc Picard. But, hey, it's an alternate timeline. Maybe he won't become that guy, you know, in this one. Yeah. But yeah, then they'll have to, what's the Darth Vader of Next Generation? Oh, it's Q or something. You know, that's how stupid they are. That's why they went after Khan. You know, it's just that, you don't understand. That was a one-time deal, and then they did the Wrath of Khan. It's the most popular movie, yes, but it's over, you know. It's not an ongoing soap opera thing. Yeah. But that's all they knew how to do. So anyway, it'll probably be something like that. I don't know. But this is, it's the money. Newer, unknown, more or less. And maybe there'll be a couple of actors that you recognize from some TV show or something that'll be cast. But other than that, I don't think they could swing anyone expensive unless they've fallen on hard times and then desperately need work. And that's possible. Then you can have a name star in it as the new Data or something like that. And there you go. Yeah. Provided they can, scrounge up the money to fund the damn thing. all on some green screen room. But that might be the deal. So is this credible? Yes, it is, considering the situation. That might be a solution. Now, whether or not they have whatever cast members from the original trilogy that they did return for some brief cameos, so it'll be cheaper. So then it would be this time travel thing, and then they kind of hand it off to the next generation. Like the next generation travels to the past, or the other guys travel to the future or something, you know. Oh, damn, you know what they'll do? Oh, crap. Holy crap, yeah. Yeah. You know, yesterday's Enterprise, that cool episode where everything time warped, and they brought back Denise Crosby, Natasha Yar, and because she had died off, and this was a way to bring her back, and all that stuff, and it was all cool and everything. And of course, it was an alternate timeline again, where the Federation went to war with the Klingons, and the Federation was losing, and all this stuff, and then they realized this other Enterprise from the past was the key to it all. And it had to send them back to do their great sacrifice that impressed the Klingons so much that they came to a peace deal, and the war never happened. Well, one of the interesting things that Ronald Moore always talked about, he said, you know what? We often had talks that this is what we should have used for the Generations film instead of the story they did in that. And there's a lot of truth to that. It's a better plot and everything. That instead of the Enterprise you saw and all that, it would have been Captain Kirk, Spock, and McCoy on the Enterprise coming through it, and that's how they would have crossed over and everything. And that the Enterprise crew went out in a blaze of glory, then to save the future and all this sort of stuff. That's probably, they're just going to steal that idea because it's the Kelvin timeline, so it doesn't matter. It happens differently. I don't know if they still got to have the Klingons 25% different or whatever. But anyway, that's what they're going to do. Probably something like that. And then, but how they still, that would have a lot of involvement, I would think. You still got to have your Chris Pine Captain Kirk in there somehow. So, I mean, they just make it mostly about the Next Generation, and Pine they have him in there to shoot about a day's worth of footage. It's still going to be pretty costly, but not as much as being a full-on leading man star for the movie, even though they'll put his face on the posters and stuff. And he's only in the movie for about 5 minutes, something like that. But they'll stretch it out, a minute here, a minute there. And there you go. And then the next movie, if they could pull that off, would just be the Next Generation, the Next Generation of the Next Generation. Kelvin timeline. Yeah, there you go. There you go. You looking forward to that? Yeah. Anyway, hat tip to Doomcock for alerting me to this article. And I'm sure he'll have quite a few thoughts on that. But it could be total BS, and they're just, I don't know what they're going to do, but this does sound likely as a possibility of what to do, short of just recasting the classic cast again, to shoot anything, if they can. Because it seems like Bad Robot is running out of franchises. And this is all they got, and so they probably going for broke. And it rhymes with something, but it slips my mind at the moment. Anyway, there you go. Oh, boy. Star Trek 4. Yeah. Bad Reboot.